All right, here we go. Let's get it. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Here we are, recording this February 2nd, 2024, which is known as Black History Month. And I'm here to tell you why we got to do away with Black History Month and start teaching Black history every month. It needs to be integrated in our education system every single day. It needs to be integrated in what we are about when we teach our history, whether it's social studies, whether it's American history, whatever it is. We need to start interjecting ways to teach Black history every single day. This is important, guys. This is important because when you understand the fact that this is 400 years of slavery, 400 years of so many African Americans. There was a time where us as African Americans, there was no record whatsoever of when we were born or where we were born. There was so much history that was lost that I think it's ridiculous that not only do they just give it 1 month, okay, we're going to learn Black history this month, but you give us the shortest month of the entire year. This is something that we should not be satisfied with. Let me give you a couple examples. All right, now, I'm one of the fortunate Black men that was raised with a stable father in the household. And one of the things that my father would make me do for him over and over again is in fact, it was his studio, right? He called it the studio. And it's one of the reasons that I'm now currently a 5-time published author is not necessarily just because Aswan woke up one morning and said, okay, I'm going to write 5 books. No, these are the things that I was around as a kid. All right. As a kid, my father had a studio downstairs, which was just filled with books, encyclopedias, just tons of information on all of the Black people that have made a difference in this country. And one of the things that he would make me do for him is read. There was like volumes of books where they would have short stories of African Americans who made a difference. I mean, names that even I can't even remember to this day. Just knowing that, Black history is more than Malcolm X. Black history is more than Martin Luther King. Black history is more than Jackie Robinson. Black history is so much more than the people that the school system chooses to emphasize in their curriculum. So he would make sure he made it so I had to learn this history, and in so many words. He wouldn't say this verbally, but obviously with his actions, he'd basically be saying, look, that bullshit that they're teaching you in the school system, that bullshit that the little white lady teaching you in that public school system, it doesn't compare to the history, the Black history in which you're going to be teaching in which you're going to be learning in the home. That's it. That's what he was saying. That's the way it was communicated to me as a young African American man who has a name like Aswand Cruickshank. And guess what? Whether people meet you physically, you're going to be Black before people meet you, because that's just the way the world is. All right, they're going to stereotype you as being Black simply because of your name. All right, it's myself, my sister and I's Aswand. My sister's name is Fashina Cruickshank. So regardless of where you guys end up in life, you're going to be Black the minute people read your name, all right? And these are things that are so incredibly important because too often, and again, I've been in this school system now, I've been in the education world for quite a bit now, and what I've been seeing is very, very disheartening. What I've seen when it comes to the reactions of the kids, and what I see when it comes to the way a lot of teachers teach reading and writing and how they project it to the kids, is they teach reading and writing as if it's something that's a punishment. They teach reading and writing as if something that you have to do as opposed to something that you should enjoy doing. I'll give you an example. Just yesterday, and again, I'm around the school I teach at, the Center for Creative Education. We are all over this kind of stuff. We're all over reading levels, all over this kind of subject. So I can give you story after story after story. In fact, I have an article out there now titled Why an Art Integrated Education, in which I talk about the importance of integrating a creative way of thinking when it comes to teaching your history so the kids see themselves in this situation. But let me just get to the story now because again, I could get very long-winded on this subject, but this happened very recently. All right, this happened just yesterday. I believe it was actually yesterday. There's a second grade girl in which I teach, and there was a point towards the end of the day in which they are required, it's an art integrated education, so they're required to write an artist statement. Obviously the kids love making the project, but when it comes to actually writing the essays and learning the right words and all that, that's a difficult task. And once they were through the projects, once they were through with their project, they were supposed to write an artist statement. And it was like pulling teeth getting this little girl to write a three sentences on what the artist statement was about. You know, she's procrastinating. She's making sure she's doing everything in her power to stay working on the project so she can avoid actually having to do the writing. So, you know, the day would end and she wouldn't have to do it, and all that stuff, right? So, in aftercare, because I teach during the day and I also do aftercare with them as well. In aftercare, we had a musician. We had a musician there yesterday, and this girl can name all the Rihanna songs. She got the, you know, she's in it. She's doing all that kind of stuff. And what bothered me about the entire situation is how difficult it was to get her to write. And as soon as Rihanna songs come up, as soon as certain things come up, all of a sudden, now you got that energy, you know this, you know what she's doing, you know what she's wearing at this award show, you got all her lines memorized, right? And what doesn't get emphasized enough is the fact that there's someone, I don't know if it's Rihanna writing it or not, but there's people who are writing the music. There's so many people in the background that are making Rihanna, all right? And these are the things that we got to teach our young people, because the other thing we got to teach our young people on a daily basis, because the problem is when they realize, I'm speaking for myself too in this situation, when you realize that there's so much more you can be doing outside of just being an athlete or an entertainer, in many ways it's too late. Or you've kind of started behind the eight ball. Again, I was very fortunate to have a father who had, you know, a lot of books around, and, you know, was basically had an encyclopedia of Black history right there in the household. But everybody doesn't have that. I mean, I was having this conversation the other day with the CEO of the school, and he was like, look, the more and more I learn about you, the more I realize you were raised in a very structured environment in which there was constant reinforcement about the importance of reading, the importance of writing, the importance of knowing your history and all that. And again, these are you gotta make sure you do it every single month. It can't be just about Black History 1 month. And this is something that needs to happen in the home. You cannot depend on the school system to do this for you. This is your job to do as a parent, all right? I have a whole lot more on this. Just stay tuned. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyamove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.